Everybody, let me just turn this up a tiny bit. We are here, and like I said, we are going to be doing Alolan Raticate now in a separate video. So, these guys are really interesting. So, in terms of how they stack up with base Raticate, they are on paper they are better in the sense that they have dual stab, normal and dark dual stab, and they are better in the sense that they are bulkier, but they are worse in the sense that they are slower, and they also have more weaknesses because of that dark typing. So being slower means you also have more weaknesses. You know, it's kind of a balance there. You gotta pick and choose. Um, weigh your options and stuff. Obviously, if you're doing it as luck, you don't really get to pick exactly. But point being, they don't outclass one another. They are pretty different. There are a couple of other normal dark types. So as for the pure normal, so I planned ahead with every single ability and moveset. Not moveset, but I mean rough movesets, sure, but not like actual movesets. But abilities and typings of Pokemon. I went through all of them, and I just took like a week, and I was just like, you know what, let's plan it out all of them. So I have lists of the Pokemon that are going to be a certain type, and for the normal dark type, these were the only normal dark types until Obstagoon came out, and those obviously are not in the game. But in terms of the hack, there are 5 normal dark types, including Alolan Raticate, and all the other 4 of them are all new normal dark types, dark, changed to normal dark type. So yeah, it's just really powerful. Normal dark dual stab is really, really great. Yeah, you have that 4 times fighting weakness, but I know a lot of people see a 4 times weakness are like, oh my god, bad. But then other people who are, I guess, I don't want to say more knowledgeable, but more, I don't know how to explain it. It's just people know, some people don't know that a 4 times weakness is not an immediate death sentence, despite the fact that there's like tons of 4 times weak Pokemon that are extremely good and competitive. But this is not competitive. This is in game, so very different stuff. Where do I start with this? They have great abilities as a whole. Base Raticate actually has the same abilities as Cantonian Raticate, meaning like regular Alolan Raticate has the same abilities as Alolan Raticate. So if you go watch that video, you can listen to all the Hustle exact explanations, but I'll quickly touch on Hustle stuff here. So with Hustle, you have access to a lot of moves that don't miss, and you still get that 50% attack boost. In addition to not missing with Hustle, you also have a lot of moves that boost your accuracy. So Hone Claws is a TM. Wide Lens boosts your accuracy by 15%. So if you use a regular move that can miss, for example, let's just hypothetically pick one, knockoff. So you're using Hustle knockoff with Wide Lens, that's 92% accuracy, so that's very good. It's not bad at all. Obviously there's still a chance there, but it's much better than 80%. So that's one big buff. Also, you could technically run Zoom Lens if you wanted to. If you know that you're going to be taking a hit, then you could run Zoom Lens, and then you're not going to be missing anything really with Zoom Lens, because that's 30% accuracy boost now. But regardless. You have a lot of stuff that doesn't miss a Hustle. So like I said, Home Claws is there. You also have Wide Lens and one more thing that I am missing. Dig. No, they don't. These ones don't get dig. Never mind. So that's it for accuracy boosting moves. But you have tons of moves that will give you access to. Well, not give you access to, but they will not miss. All right, is my point. So they won't miss no matter what, but they still get that power boost. So you have Stab moves. I'll cover stab moves first. So you have a bunch of stab moves on Alolan Raticate that don't miss with Hustle, and it's really, really good. So like Cantonian Raticate, you have access to Quick Attack and Fake Out, both of which cannot miss, and those are very powerful with 109 base attack and Hustle and Stab. It's really strong. So Quick Attack, Fake Out, and then you get access to Punishment and Beat Up. So Beat Up has a really weird damage formula. Beat Up is essentially like it uses your base attack, and then it divides it by 10, and it adds 5, and that's the base power of each hit. And it uses that formula for each Pokemon. So say, for example, your entire team, let's say you had an Alolan Raticate, and then you had a Fearow, and then, for example, Fearow's beat up would be 17. Can I do math? Divided by 10. No. That's, divided by 10 is 11.2 times 5, 11.2 plus 5, 16. So Fearow's is 16 base power. Your Raticate's is 10.9, rounds up to 1. If it rounds up, then you're at 16 base power as well. So formula's not perfect. You guys can do the exact math, but if your entire team has over 100 base attack, then your beat up will be doing like 80, 90 base power, which is very good given the fact that it's a stab move that hits multiple times and it doesn't miss with Hustle. So it's really good shit. All right, beat up is great. It's situational, but it's situational in the sense that If your mons are fainting and you're not doing a Nuzlocke and whatever, then that can kind of bite you in the ass. But the sheer power of it, in addition to the fact that it also bypasses stuff like Sturdy and Focus Ashes and Colbur Berry and all that stuff, because it hits multiple times. If you can get past all that, and you could even use a King's Rock beat up if you wanted to be a loser and do that, you could totally do it. But yeah, beat up is very powerful with hustle, is my point. So that's awesome. You also have access to punishment, which is stab, 60 base power, with no boosts. It's 60 base power, and then for each boost the opponent has, it becomes 80, 100, 120 base power, and so on. It's the same formula as power trip, but instead of using it for the opponent, it uses it for you. So that's awesome. Sorry, other way around. Instead of using it for you, it uses it for the opponent, which is really cool to have early game, or semi-early game. Excuse me, I shouldn't be talking while I yawn, but yeah. So that's great. You have stab on punishment and beat up for hustle, and then you also have access to flail, which is stab and reversible coverage, but that's a coverage move. Flail with hustle, and say for example you're running Endure plus Slackberry with flail and reversal. You are doing immense damage at 200 base power. Let's say like they're going to use a fighting type move. You click that Endure, you get that Lychee Berry boost or Slackberry boost, and then you're clicking hustle, flail, and reversal to hit the steals and stuff. And then you have dark stab. So for example, Alolan Raticate can run a great set. It can run Endure, Salac / Lychee, in addition to flail, reversal, and Sucker Punch for ghosts. So you have reversal for steals and rocks. You have Sucker Punch for ghosts, and also just for really powerful priority stab. And then you have flail for 200 base power. All of those are great. All of those don't miss the hustle, so that's a great set you can run. Sucker Punches by TM, I'll get to those in a little bit. So yeah, you have flail, reversal, beat up, punishment, quick attack, and fake out. And then you also have power trip, which gives you +1 attack for each time you use it. So it's extremely powerful. The balancing factor being that it only has 3 PP, but it's still very powerful. Just to have that option. It's 20 base power, but it gets +20 base power and +1 attack for each time you use it. And of course, you should be using power trip when you already have another boosting move, such as Swords Dance or Bulk Up. So for example, if you have one Bulk Up, your power trip becomes 60 base power. Use it again, becomes 80 base power, and now you're +2 attack, and so on and so on. And it does not miss with hustle, which is the best part. So that is a great move with hustle. Payback? Question mark? Let me check. I believe. No, payback has not. Would kind of be overpowered anyways. You can make the argument Sucker Punch is more overpowered than payback not missing, but I'll leave it as is. For some reason I thought it was. I think that's because maybe another negative priority move. Oh yeah, Circle Throw and Dragon Tail. That's why. That's because you can only use those moves once before you switch them out. And it's also much weaker, so yeah. I guess I could make it like 50, but this is fine. So, yeah, payback is not minus priority, so it's good on like Totem Raticate especially. But it's good there. Not hustle move though. Hustle moves. Your last one is Hyper Fang. Hyper Fang is boosted by both of your abilities. So Strong Jaw is your other ability on base non-totem form Raticate, and that's great. The ability fits really well. It talks about gnawing through things. It has the same teeth as a Continue Raticate, so it makes total sense to have Strong Jaw as well. And with that, you have dual stab Strong Jaw boosted moves. And Strong Jaw, in addition with stab, makes it a 2.25 times boost, not just a 2 times boost, because you have the 1.5 from Strong Jaw, and you got the 1.5 again, that becomes 2.25. So very, very good shit there. Hyper Fang is 80 base power, but it always crits. So it's essentially 120, sorry, yeah, it has 120 base power, and it doesn't miss. So that's great with hustle, and it's a bite move, so it's great with Strong Jaw, and it has a 30% flinch rate, so it's one of the best moves of all. It's one of the best moves that they have. It's arguably the best move that they have, but it's very powerful and very nice to have and very fun to use. I like it because it's exclusive to only Pokemon with with rodent-shaped teeth. So Pachirisu and Watchog and few others will have access to this, but not many Pokemon. Maybe, I don't know, less than 5 probably. I have to guess. Bibarel, that kind of stuff. With monsters with the actual like rodent teeth. If they're a rodent, that's not enough because they need to have rodent teeth. Although I'm pretty sure all the rodent Pokemon have rodent teeth. There just isn't as many rodent Pokemon as people would assume. So yeah, that's awesome. Really, really awesome stuff. Honestly, I'm super happy with how that turned out with Hyper Fang. And then you, of course, have a lot of TMs that don't miss either. So again, I'm still only listening to moves. After I get to all of them, I'm going to list them all rapid fire at once, and then I will talk about Strong Jaw, which is obvious anyways. It's extremely powerful. I'll just talk about Strong Jaw now. So Strong Jaw, you have access to Crunch, you have access to Hyper Fang, both of which are stab, and those become extremely powerful. So Crunch, Psychic Fangs, and Jagged Fangs are all 85 base power. So Stab, Crunch, 85 base power, and then Psychic Fangs and Jagged Fangs for Rock and Psychic coverage, which are 85 base power. Those are boosted by Strong Jaw. Poison Fang, Fire Fang, Thunder Fang, and Ice Fang are there as well, which are 75 base power, and are, of course, amazing coverage moves. And the best part is you have all of these amazing TM moves that you can just swap on and off as you need them. Same goes for your abilities, actually. Your abilities are great, and you can just toggle between them as you go through the hack. As you go through each different boss battle, you can change your ability, because you have infinite ability capsules, and you also have infinite EV training, and you have infinite TMs and tutors. So awesome stuff there. So other hustle moves. I'm gonna quick list all of the other ones first. So you have Quick Attack, Fake Out, Punishment, Beat Up, Flail, Reversal, Power Trip, Hyper Fang. Extremely powerful, man. Hyper Fang is so powerful. And then by TM you have there's some U-turn. U-turn does not miss. That's great, just to have as like a pivot move. It's very powerful. 75 base power. Doesn't miss with hustle. Very strong. Sucker Punch is a stab, and it doesn't miss with hustle. And you're kind of slow, not really, but you know. So I'll cover the stats in a little bit. I will. Trust me, I will. I just want to cover the abilities first. Because those are arguably more important. Stats are not amazing on their own. They're good, but they need the abilities and the boosts and the typing and stuff. First Impression is also a hustle move that does not miss, and that's really nice to have as a TM that you can just teach on and off. And then you also have I'm not sure if foul play works that way, but I'm too late to look into it. It probably does. It's a good question. I really don't know. Anyway, I wonder if hustle takes into account foul play. What else? That's it by TM, actually. That's hustle. But that's great. I mean, that's all you need. And then you have strong draw moves, like I said. And I think that's about it for abilities on the base form. Baby Alolan Raticate has hustle, which is great early game for quick attack, and that's it really, just quick attack, because all your other moves can miss early game. But it's just nice to have that option. And then you have Pickpocket. Pickpocket is a nice ability. You can use ability capsules to swap on and off. So if you don't need that power boost, you can use Pickpocket. It's nice because there's a bunch of berries early game, so you can steal their berries. You can steal their held items. It's just nice to have as an option, for sure. But Hustle, Stab, Quick Attack is extremely powerful. 50 base power Quick Attack, plus the Hustle boost, plus not having to worry about missing, plus that is priority. It's amazing. You have Quick Attack and Sucker Punch for priority as a whole on both these guys that don't miss, so that's great. You can use a Swords Dance set with Quick Attack and Sucker Punch and just go to town. Then you can use your Natural Bulk. You don't need to run any speed investment. Additionally, you can run a Scarf set on base Raticate because you have a really good speed tier for that. You have 77 base speed. You can also use stuff like Agility for that, but I would probably rather use Scarf. And of course, you have priority, like I said, with First Impression, Quick Attack, and Sucker Punch. And you have really good bulk, so that's the main advantage of over Raticate is the dual stab and the bulk. So you have a good HP stat because you're a fat fucker. So 94 base HP, 109 base attack, same as Cantonian Raticate, and then you have 80 defenses. So you are significantly slower, but you are much bulkier, so that's nice to have. And you do have a nice immunity to Psychic and whatnot, so it's nice to have that. That'll evolve at level 20, so just in time for Hala. And you might think this mod is going to be shit against Hala, but it'll do some work for sure. You can get some good damage in, you can get some good utility in if you click, for example, if you're using a Pickpocket set, or you could just use Hustle and just go to town with Hustle, honestly. With like a normal Silk Scarf Quick Attack early game with Hustle, extremely powerful. You can also use an Endure set with a Lychee Berry. You can Endure as they use that fighting move on you, and then get that Lychee Berry boost, that +1 attack, and then you have +1 attack, Hustle, boosted, stab, Quick Attack, and that will probably one-shot at least a couple mons if you're running max attack and you have good EVs and IVs and stuff. So that's awesome. Sorry, I love this music. Yeah, that's solid bulk. You can run Assault Vest sets on a Alolan Raticate as well. That's really nice. Very nice, actually. You also have Parting Shot and stuff for utility. You have Parting Shot, Scary Face, Leer, Memento, Yawn, Slack Off for reliable recovery. Tons of great utility moves. Stockpile and Swallow are also very cool. So what those do now is Stockpile is the same way as always. However, Swallow if you have just a singular stockpile boost, you will be getting 100% of your HP back. So if you click stockpile just once and then you know, Swords Dance, bulk up, whatever the fuck. So let's say this is a really good way to do it. You can use stockpile, then you can use Swords Dance. With your increased bulk, it'll be easier. And then you can swallow. So say you use stockpile, then you use Swords Dance, and now you're on red HP, you're on low health. Now you can click swallow and heal back to full HP instantly. You don't need 3 stockpiles to get full HP with swallow. You just need full. Yes, your boost will go away, but it's more than worth it for that full HP recovery. And of course, you have Slack off for the flat, reliable 50% recovery. So that's both good options for healing. You have access to Belly Drum, which is amazing on hustle sets with Sucker Punch, a quick attack. Extremely powerful. Oh my god. And then at level 60, you also have access to Z Acclimate. So what that does is it gives you +1 to all your stats, and it changes your typing to match to move on the top of your learn set. So you can use that with hustle, or you can use that with the elemental things and strong draw. So for example, let's say you use Poison Fang with Z Acclimate and you become a pure poison type. You will become a pure poison type. You'll get stab, strong draw boosted Poison Fang. You can do that with fire, ice, electric, psychic, rock, or pure dark type. You can, or pure normal type. You know, you have tons of. You can also use this with other moves. You don't need to use strong draw. You can use hustle with, I don't know, freaking reversal or something. I don't know. It's kind of niche, but it's there. First impression actually doesn't work, but U-turn wouldn't work because you'd be switching out. But the point is, you guys see the idea of the many applications of Z Acclimate. It's very powerful. At +1 speed and +1 attack, you're very strong and fast, and at +1 defenses, you're very bulky. So it's really nice to have that option. As for totem size, so this is something that I probably should have adjusted this first, honestly, because it seems kind of weird. All of the totem Pokemon that are that evolve from other Pokemon, there are branched evolutions, so you can actually get the totem size just by evolving, and they have different stats and different abilities. Typically, at least one ability will be different, and typically it will have higher base stats, but that doesn't mean that they're better. It's far from it, actually. In a lot of cases, the non-totem size form is actually better in a lot of cases. For example, you lose out on hustle, which is a big deal, but you gain a shitload of bulk and you have access to another new ability in metabolism. And what that is its cheek pouch. So for each berry you consume, you get 1/3 HP. So that works great with stuff like Belly Drum, and that works great because you have 119, 90, 90 bulk. The HP stat is huge, but Totem Raticate's fucking huge, so I'm cool with it. He's just a fat fucker. He's super fucking chonky, so I see it. And again, that's great stuff. I mean, metabolism is very nice with like bulky sets. You can run pure bulk set with like parting shot and stuff, or you can take advantage of it with other stuff. Excuse me, I had to take a sip of my water. But the main loss from Alolan Raticate is, number one, you don't have hustle anymore, so you can't run like a bulky set with like Sucker Punch and Quick Attack anymore. And the loss number two is that you lose out on your speed stat. You are no longer fast, but you are extremely bulky. So another big downside. Oh, I should probably change that back to actually, yeah, let me just. There we go. Sorry, I was experimenting with making it a use item, but I prefer having it level up a holding because I believe that doesn't remove the item. So you can do that for all totem-sized Pokemon because there's only one. Technically, there's two strange souvenirs because there's no more shop for it because I have more important shit to put in shops than an item like that, especially when you can pick it up off of in Melee City. So that's a good segue to say that you get access to a strange souvenir only in Melee City. You get 2 strange souvenirs in Melee City, which is a long time after level 20. You should be around level 32, 33, 34-ish by the time you reach Melee City, if my memory serves me right, and if the level curve in the hack is going to go the way I'm expecting it to, you'll be in the early 30s. All right, you will be in the early 30s. So that is 10 plus levels past the way that you would evolve into base Raticate. So you're either going to not use Raticate until you get to Melee City, and you're going to take it out of the box if you're not doing a Nuzlocke, or you're not doing a Team Lock Nuzlocke, you can just take it out of the PC and get your Alolan totem size Raticate. But if you're doing a Team Lock Nuzlocke, or you want that early game power, then you're going to need, I mean, not to say that this is only good early game, because it's not. That's the main factor in this hack, is that these Pokemon are amazing up until the end of the game, but hence why I gave them the Z Omni Boost move, hence why I gave them Hyper Fang as this extremely powerful signature move, hence why they have great stats and great move pools. It's just, they are Pokemon. They're not joke Pokemon. They're not, oh, you use it early game, you swap it out of your team. None of that bullshit anymore. These Pokemon are usable the whole game. Every single Pokemon is good. You can use whatever you want and you will be fine. It's not to say that everything's overpowered or anything, but you know, you can make use of every Pokemon. Also, if this blank spot is bothering you, it's because you have to just change tabs and it should come back. It bothers me as well. So let me just do that real quick. There we go. So Yeah, I mean that's about it. You have tons of amazing coverage. Metabolism is great. You have Belly Drum that works great with hustle sets and quick attack and sucker punch, or that works great with metabolism sets. You can run Belly Drum, metabolism with citrus, and just get full HP, and go to town with that with your priority moves, and you're super bulky, so you should be able to easily get off of that Belly Drum. Yeah. Not to say that's all metabolism is good for. Metabolism is good for a lot of stuff. You can use that with like boosting berries, and you can get HP from them. You can use that with, utility moves with taunt and parting shot and bulk up, and setup sets are really good with metabolism. So yeah, and of course you are much bulkier. You are 15 more HP and 10 more defenses than base Raticate. So that's awesome. Yeah, I think that's about it. You have powerful stab moves with double edge wicked blow, strength, which is a normal type close combat, Giga Impact, type of beam. Always all Pokemon have that. It's nothing special, but it's powerful. Lots of coverage. You got Play Rough, you got Takedown, Rock Climb, Rock Tomb, Rock Slide, all of the things, Stomping Tantrum, Seed Bomb, blah 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 blah. All right, I'm not gonna waste too much time listening to all these, but you have coverage for essentially every single type in the game besides Dragon, which is not relevant. Yeah, you have a strong coverage move for every type in the game besides Dragon. I don't know if you would consider Pluck strong, but Rattata or Acrobatics, that's why I said they have one. Pluck is not super strong, but it's there for flying type coverage if you need it. And also just to eat berries, and it's good for Hala. That's the main reason I put it there, is because it's super effective against Hala. That's another thing. You will have more stuff against Hala because these guys are 4 times weak, so yeah. It's like they're dead weight. They have Pluck, they have Hostile Quick Attack, is very powerful, and they can probably even take some hits or pivot in on for example, you can bait a non-fighting type move, switch it in, get that boost or whatever the fuck you want, and then click that click that quick attack and get a lot of big damage off. And also a fake out. So fake out into quick attack on Hala would definitely KO something. You can definitely get a free kill because even like his bulkier mons will probably take over half HP from those 2 moves with hustle. And Strong Jaw is useless until post Hala. So you're only going to be using hustle on Raticate for Hala. Because again, Strong Jaw, you don't have any moves until you get access to these tutors, these TMs rather, which are literally as soon as you get off the island. They are in, what's the city called? Heiheia City? Yeah, I believe it's Heiheia City. The first city in Akala Island has the Psychic Fang, Poison Fang TM shop. So yeah, I think that's about it to cover. Lots of great stuff. Again, you have set up bulk up Swords Dance. You got the hustle priority. You got the hustle moves. It's great, great, great stuff. All right. Stomping Tantrum as well. I forgot to cover Stomping Tantrum. That's another hustle move. That's great coverage. Ground type coverage is pretty important on them. And that is really cool because you can actually miss a normal move that isn't a hustle move, and then your Stomping Tantrum will still not miss, and you'll get double base power. Or for example, if you were fighting Eradicate and you switch in on a normal type move and it fails, then they use Stomping Tantrum next turn. They get the double boost from Stomping Tantrum, so that's fun. Yeah, lots of other utility against Scary Face, Leer, Yawn, Slack Off, Acid Reflux, all this kind of good stuff. Z-Me first gives you +2 attack, and it steals their move and makes it a Z move. So, for example, you're fighting another Raticate, and they are going to click reversal on you or some bullshit, whatever. You will become Z all out pummeling, and you get a +2 attack boost. So, yeah. Thanks for listening. This was a fun one. You guys are cool, very powerful. Rage also is good on Metabolism sets because you get that +1 attack boost for getting hit. So bulkier, like 119, 90, 90 bulk is good. And normal dark is not like terrible. Like yeah, it has a 4 times weakness, but it also has a good immunities. It's immune to both ghost and psychic. And it only has 2 other weaknesses, and it has a resistance to dark as well. So ghost and psychic immunity is pretty big deal. Very unique traits there as well. That's some of the only Pokemon that have that immunity, dual immunity. So yeah, thanks for listening, everybody, and I'll be back for more. You enjoyed. If you're new here, click that subscribe button, whatever it is. I know I hate people plug, but I just got to do it. It does help me out. So yeah, consider subscribing. Consider joining my Discord server if you want to hear more, if you want to chat with other people or with me. You can also join the Discord server for updates on the hack. You'll see like progress updates and all that cool stuff. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks for listening. See you guys.